Hey again, everyone. Hippie John. Today, I'm gonna do a video, another DIY video upon popular demand. Um, so today I decided to do it on hot rodding sponge filters, making them run as efficient as possible. There's two ways you can actually go about this. You can either get the Aquarium Co-op sponge filter, which are reasonably priced, and they make it so you don't have to do the hot rodding because Corey pretty much figured this out already. But if you are like me and you just grabbed your sponge filter from the local fish store and you would like to know how to run your sponge filter more efficiently, then this is the video for you. So the sponge filters that my local store usually sells are the Aquarium Solutions. I am not in any way sponsored by them, but this is just what they have. This is the single sponge one. My store doesn't have double sponge ones, but you can actually set them up so that you can get the double the filtration. Most of my tanks are on the smaller side, so I only need this. So very simple. All you need is your sponge filter, airline tubing, a scissors, and the air stone. So I guess I will go ahead and show you how to set that up. Okay, so you got your sponge filter, obviously, and normally your tubing goes in here, but right now we won't worry about that part. Okay, so sponge filter comes with this top right here. You take the top off, you're down, take off your sponge, then you got this tubing here. You take off that tubing, there's a base here. This is your base that weighs it down, and you got the additional base. I'll show you. This additional base here is where you can add, if you wanted to have a double, you could add on to that, but we won't worry about that right now. Okay, so you have this long tube right here. The problem is on these, it has this tube on the inside. The problem is you can't just attach the air stone. It'd be nice if you could just take the air stone and attach it in here and then drop it in. But you can't do that because of that long stem. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your scissors and you're gonna cut this. You're gonna cut that out from the bottom here. You're gonna cut all those spokes out. Now hopefully I got it. There we go. I don't have the sharpest scissors. Okay, I think must have missed one. Bear with me. Okay. There's still one attached somewhere here. Come on. Oh, there we go. Okay. So now you're left with that's hollowed out, and you have your tubing. Okay, you're gonna take that tubing, and you're gonna set, or not set, you're gonna cut off. You're gonna cut a piece off. Now this is gonna be the hard part with the dull scissors that I have here. And you don't need to cut off too much. Okay. Cut off just enough to be able to get a piece of airline tubing on, as well as fitting in here. So you're gonna take that. So basically it's gonna be like that. Now you're gonna take your airline tubing, and you're only gonna go about as long as the sponge. Now the trick here is you definitely don't want to cut that too long. So I would cut it just, I'd cut it just short. What you want to do is you want to make sure that when this airline tubing goes down, what you could do actually is you could take your air stone, stick it on there. Got it on here. Okay. Now you're gonna have your airline tubing, or yep, okay. What you're actually gonna want to do, yeah, there you go. Okay. Airline tubing, and you're gonna want it to sit like this. Now the trick is you don't want this tubing to be so long that it pushes the air stone to one side. So you only want it as long as the bottom of this to connecting to that. So you could even, if you wanted, you could stick it like this, and then try to measure about as long as that piece. So if anything, you'd want to cut it a little short. So you're literally cutting just enough, I'd say about 1/4 of an inch. You can always cut off, so maybe if you cut longer and then cut some off if you needed to. Now you're gonna make sure that's nice and snug on the air stone, and then you're gonna want to stick this tube on here. Now might be a little tricky depending on how smooth of a cut there is on there, but I actually got it on there pretty quickly. So you're gonna have something like that. Like I said, now if it was too long, you could always cut it a little shorter. So now drop it in, And I actually see, now this is what I'm talking about, so I'm kind of glad it happened so you can see. This is actually, even this is a little too long. You might even have to cut the stem of the air stone to make it fit properly. It depends on, some air stones have a shorter stem, but this one actually is pretty long. And even if I'm not sure, but even if I push it all the way up, it's still too long. So if I push it down, it's gonna either kink that hose or push that stone off to the side. You don't want that because it's gonna go off to one side. So I actually am gonna have to shorten it up just a little bit. Now I personally might have to cut a little bit off of that stem there. Matter of fact, I probably should just do that so I don't have to play around with it. Okay. So now I'm gonna take a little bit of this. Okay, so now I still have enough to attach to both ends. Okay. You know, I'll probably still have to cut a little bit off of this to make this shorter as well, because cutting that wouldn't necessarily help. Okay. Now, perfect. So, perfect. Okay, so now it is all the way down to where the bubbles normally would end and come back up, and it's not pushing off to the side anywhere. I'm not pushing down hard on this. It's literally the perfect size. So now I'm going to go ahead and take that back off, put my sponge back on, attach that, and then you can put your, either, some people use it depending on the tank. Some people put that plastic, this piece on, some people don't. If you do have to put this on, just run it through there. Oh, clumsy today. Put that through. Oh boy, it's almost embarrassing. Okay, we'll try this one more time. Put it through the tube, and then, wow. Let's try putting that down. Through. Okay, now it's on there, and you're all set. Now, I guess for those people that don't know, which I think most people do, if they're using a sponge filter, the reason you do that is it makes it more efficient as far as the bubbles come out. If you notice, there's 4 even slots on there. And it will evenly come out. The bubbles will evenly come out all the sides, and it'll be a much better flow rate. It'll just make everything more efficient, and it won't make a glugging sound. It'll be a nice even flow. So I hope I helped you guys, even though I Obviously got a little clumsy there on a couple of things and had to go back and remeasure a couple of things. But if you like this video, you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Remember that I do live stream every Tuesday and Friday. Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Central, Friday at 6 p.m. Central. I hope I see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.